guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here then my name is Aisha. Welcome. So it is officially 2021 and I'm pretty happy that 2020 is over. I know it was a difficult year for a lot of people, but let's just hope that 2021 is going to be a little bit better. Yeah, but throughout the year of 2020, because we were in lockdown, I had a lot of time to play with makeup. I started making YouTube videos again and I'm really happy that I did. I also got back into doing makeup for Instagram. I've been feeling really creative throughout the past few months, and because I have been doing a lot of makeup, I have kind of accumulated some products, and I do have a lot of beauty favorites that I want to show you guys today. So that is what we're going to be doing, my 2020 beauty favorites. I've tried to kind of narrow it down to 1 or 2 per category, but there are some categories that I wasn't able to only choose 2 products because, you know, I'm obsessed with eyeshadow. Anyway, before we begin, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below and ring the notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload, and we're going to get straight on into the video. We're going to go in order of how I would usually get ready and do my makeup. So obviously, firstly, I start with skincare, which is very important. If you want your makeup to look good, you need to have a good skincare routine. And this year I did really get into skin. I'm going to put a picture somewhere over here. I really struggled with my skin, like until probably 2020. I used to get loads of breakouts. My skin was really oily, really dry. I don't know, it was just like or one or the other. It was a complete disaster. But yeah, these 2 products have really saved my skin, and you've probably heard a lot of people talking about them. I think they went viral in 2020. They are the 2 products by The Ordinary. So this is The Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid. I think it's 2% hyaluronic acid. Firstly, I love the packaging. I love the clear frosted glass bottle, and I love the pipette kind of thing because it makes it really easy to apply and you don't waste a lot of product. So the reason I love this is because, as I said, I have oily skin. I've always had really oily skin, but it does get really dehydrated because I used to use loads of deep cleansing products because of my acne, and that really did not help my skin. This is one of the only things I found that really hydrates the skin but doesn't make it greasy, doesn't make my skin oily, and it also helps with my makeup application because I feel like makeup kind of sticks to it. It's kind of like a primer. So yeah, I've never ever found a moisturizer that I have loved. They've either made me break out or made my makeup slip around or made me super oily, as I said before. And when I came across this, my skin literally changed. It's so plump, so hydrated, so glowy, and this was only around like £5. It's so affordable. So if you have oily skin and you've been struggling to look for good moisturizer, something that hydrates your skin but doesn't leave you too oily, then I would really recommend this. Obviously, hyaluronic acid is a very hydrating ingredient. It's in a lot of makeup products, a lot of skincare products. It's really helped. And so I use that in the morning, and then in the evening I use The Ordinary Niacinamide 10% and Zinc 1%. So this is great for texture. I noticed maybe like a few weeks after I started using this that my texture was almost completely gone and I stopped breaking out. Like I hardly got any spots, any breakouts, and I think it was mostly down to this. It says to apply it to your face in the morning and evening, but I usually just use it in the evening before I go to bed as a kind of serum after I've cleansed and toned. I think it just like regenerates the skin. It helps to get rid of dead skin cells. I think it's kind of like a liquid exfoliator. So instead of using an exfoliating cleanser with like little micro beads in them, which I do not like because I feel like they can cause tears to the skin and they're just really uncomfortable and messy to use, this is so easy. I just use 1 pipette on my face, pop that on your face, rub it in, and you're good to go. This has done wonders for my skin. Again, around £5 to £7, so super affordable. And so those are my 2 skincare favorites of the year. The next category we have is primer. So before maybe March 2020, I was not into primer. I hardly ever used primer. I don't know, I just never found one that really worked for my skin and actually made a difference in my makeup application. But then I came across this. This is by Milk, and it's the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Basically, it's a very sticky primer. It's very hydrating, as the name suggests, but because of that stickiness, it really does just make foundation like stick on, like sucks it up. I don't know how to explain it, but it just makes my makeup stay on all day. Feels so good on the skin. It's very refreshing, very plumping. So that is primer. That's the only one I've got, the only one I actually really love. And then usually I would go on to foundation. For foundation, I've actually got two favorites. I've got a drugstore and a high-end. I discovered this year. This is a drugstore foundation, and it is the Maybelline SuperStay 24-hour full coverage foundation. Firstly, the packaging is quite luxurious because it's a proper glass bottle. It's quite heavy, and my one is in the shade Sand, which is medium 30. And basically I bought this on a whim. I was in the drugstore and I was like, I want to try a new foundation, and I'd heard some good things about this, so I picked it up and I fell in love instantly. Like, it is so full coverage. You need the tiniest amount to cover your whole face. I'm actually wearing it on my face today. The color, the shade is so beautiful. It's a very kind of neutral tan shade, not too pink, not too yellow. I find with a lot of drugstore foundations the shades lean very pink, but this one doesn't, and it just makes my skin look so smooth. If you want a full coverage foundation, this is the one for you. If you want something affordable, again, very cheap, like for a foundation anyway, I literally have repurchased this 3 times already because it's so easily available. It smooths my pores, covers my blemishes, covers my redness, covers dark circles, and I love it. So Maybelline SuperStay 24-hour full coverage foundation. And then another one which I only discovered probably a month ago, but this is one that I really love for photography, and that's because it just photographs so well. It is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Stick Foundation. It's got that kind of ombre black, matte black packaging, which does get dirty quite easily, but it is very sleek. And then we've got the clear lid. I got this shade Tres Leches, which is really, really dark. It's way too dark for me. I did actually do a first impression of this on my channel, so you can check that out if you're interested. But the reason I love it for photography is because when you're doing photography, you want to apply something a lot darker than your natural skin color, because the lights and everything, studio lights, the camera, washes the color out. And so if you're using a foundation that's your shade or a pale foundation, it really does just wash out the color in your face. So I use this shade in a lot of my Instagram photos. It's also so quick to apply, like literally in 5 minutes. You just swipe it on and then blend it out. Usually stick foundations are really hard to blend, but this one isn't. It's so creamy, and it literally blends in so easily. If you're looking for an on-the-go foundation or an everyday foundation, this would also be a good option. Like, I want to get it in my actual shade so that I can use it in my day-to-day life, because as I said, it's so quick to use. It's got a very natural, soft, matte finish. It is a bit on the pricey side, but I would say that it is worth it because I've never found a stick foundation that I've liked, and this is probably the first one that I actually like or even love. So yeah, I was really happy to discover that in 2020. After foundation, I would usually set my face with powder because I have oily skin, so I cannot go without powder. And I actually have 2 favorites, but one of them is finished and I don't actually have it to show you, but I used it throughout like most of 2020 every single day. So that is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Setting Powder in Butter. It's a very soft powder. It just smooths out your skin. It's really good to set your makeup in place. It helps your makeup stay on all day, and it does have like little shimmer particles in it, so it gives a very soft, natural glow to the skin. So that would be the first, which is a bit on the pricey side. And the second one that I really love is from the drugstore, and it's the Rimmel London Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder. And this is the transparent one. I actually just picked up a new one because I finished my last one. I'm gonna open it up. It's got a kind of sifter in there. Oh gosh, so much powder there. And it really is translucent. You can't see it on the face. It doesn't give flashback. It doesn't give like that white kind of ghostly reflect. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm saying. It's quite mattifying. So if you have dry skin, I probably wouldn't recommend this for you. But on oily skin, it just really helps with oil control. It really helps to set your under eyes. Oh my gosh, I forgot concealer. We'll do that after. Anyway, I use this to set my concealer. I use it to set my whole face. You can use it for baking. And so I don't really have anything bad to say about it, to be honest. And because I forgot concealer, usually after foundation, I would do my concealer. The one I've been loving this year, and I actually discovered it this year, is the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. And this is the shade 2N Vanilla, but I also like the shade, I think 3N Creamy Beige when I'm a bit more tanned. So I really love this because firstly, it has a really cool applicator. It's kind of like a flat doe foot, so it's really easy to get up into those under eyes, in the little crevices, down the nose. And secondly, it's so hydrating because I used to use really full coverage matte kind of dry concealers, and I would always get creasing under my eyes because I have a lot of little fine lines and little creases and stuff, and so they would always look very cakey, very dry. But this one is so hydrating, but it doesn't move around and slip and slide throughout the day. It does stay in place, but it doesn't give me like creasing or cakiness under the eyes. And for my everyday makeup routine, sometimes I don't use a foundation and I just use this concealer all over the face. So I just put it like in the center and just blend it out with a beauty blender, and it gives such a natural finish. It really does have good coverage, but not too much. I absolutely love that concealer. Again, drugstore, super affordable and easily accessible. This year I've been loving cream products, so cream bronzer, cream blush. I never ever used to use cream products. I was kind of scared of them, but this year it's been a really big trend. I think people are kind of switching to cream products and moving away from powder bronzers and blushes. I am anyway. So I don't know when these released. I don't remember, maybe May. But my favorite bronzer of the year is the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer. This one is in the shade Macchiato. Firstly, the packaging is beautiful. It's kind of dirty because it gets dirty so quickly, but I just love the rose gold. That's the back there. You get a mirror as well. I love, love, love this bronzer. Firstly, because it's so easy to blend. I just use my beauty blender and just like tap it on. Looks so natural, blends out so easily. I'm actually wearing it today. I don't know if you can see, but it gives a really natural bronze glow to the cheeks because it is a cream. It does like give a kind of dewy finish. It lasts all day, and the shade is just perfect, I think, for my skin tone. It's just such a neutral kind of shade. It is a little bit on the warm side, so I don't usually use it to contour, usually just to bronze, but it's not too warm to the point where I look orange. It's just the perfect shade for me and I'm obsessed. And I've also been obsessed with cream blushes, and so when I picked up the Fenty cream bronzer, I also picked up the Fenty cream blush. This one is in the shade Crush on Cupid. It's such a beautiful rosy pink shade. It looks super intense in the pan, but then when you put it on your cheeks, I usually just put it on with the beauty blender. And that's why I love these cream products, because you literally just need a beauty blender and you can do your whole entire face. And I'm very lazy, so I like something that's like quick and easy. I thought that a cream blush would be super hard to blend, super difficult to use, but actually it's way easier than a powder blush. This shade is stunning. I've actually got this one on as well. Again, I don't know if you can see, but just melts into the skin. It does actually have a little bit of a glow to it as well, so it kind of highlights the cheeks a little bit, and it just gives a really like natural flushed look. That is the Fenty cream blush. Okay, after blush, I usually go in with a highlighter. This year, I don't know, I didn't really purchase many highlighters, so I've had this for probably 2 years now, and it's been my favorite ever since I got it. Like, it's one of the only highlighters I use, and that is the Ofra Cosmetics highlighter, and this is the shade Beverly Hills. Hopefully you can see that there. You can see I've hit pan over here because I usually use these 3 shades. I kind of just swirl my brush in these, and I don't know, it's just so intense, but not to the point where it looks too crazy. Again, it just melts into the cheeks is what I'm wearing. I used all my favorites today, so I could like model them for you. I also love the Ofra Rodeo Drive, which is more of a champagne gold color, but mine broke. So for the moment, I've just been using this one, and it's lasted me over 2 years. So it's going strong, still going strong. And I know they've also updated the packaging because this is kind of ugly. Now we're going to move on to eyes, which is my favorite part of makeup. It's the thing that I'm really passionate about. I love eyeshadow. So we're going to start with eyeshadow primer, because obviously I usually prime my eyes before doing eyeshadow, and I only discovered this in November. So it's kind of like, it's not a yearly favorite, but I am so obsessed with it that I'm confident enough to say that this is the best eyeshadow primer that I've ever tried. So if you've seen any of my eyeshadow tutorials, you would know that throughout the whole year I used to prime my eyes with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, which worked really, really well. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about that. But in November I purchased this. And this is the P.Louise base in the shade Rumour 02. Firstly, how cute is the packaging? I think every makeup artist in the world and their mother uses this. Like, it became so popular in 2020. I think it's the most hyped up product in the world, but it is worth the hype in my opinion. It just really covers all my veins. It's so soft, it's not too thick, it doesn't crease. It's really good when putting down like colourful eyeshadows because it just makes them so much more vibrant. It's a little bit sticky, so the eyeshadows kind of really stick to it and you can see the pigmentation so much more than if you don't prime your eyes. It says on the back here, creating the ultimate blank canvas, and that's exactly what it does. If you haven't tried the P.Louise base yet, definitely check it out. And now for my favorite part, the eyeshadows. So I've got 3 palettes and I think most of them were released this year actually, so that's great. Firstly, we've got the infamous Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. Such a mess, I'm so sorry. I use it all the time, that's why it's so disgusting. Just look at those shades. Like, this is my kind of palette. Firstly, I love pinks, purples, burgundies, so this part here was just like my dream come true. When I first saw the palette, I was like, I really need that in my life. And also the great thing about this is that the color story is so, what's the word, so diverse. You can do so many different looks with this. You can do something super simple and neutral. You can do something glam with the dark shades here. We've got full colors, reds, burgundies, we've got pinks, we've got yellows. I don't know, it's just so versatile. That's the word I was looking for before. And so it's a great everyday palette, it's a great glam palette, it's a great crazy creative makeup palette. You can do everything and the shades are so pigmented, so easy to blend. I use this all the time. It's definitely worth it. The second palette that I fell in love with this year is the Tati Beauty palette, the Textured Neutrals Volume 1. Again, sorry, it's so dirty. I'm such a mess. Anyway, so stunning. This is the most beautiful kind of glam neutral palette that I've ever seen in my entire life. Firstly, you can see I've hit pan on the black shade. I use this in almost every single look I do for Instagram. It is the most pigmented, most creamy, most easy to blend black in the entire world. So hopefully Tati is gonna like release, I don't know, a single eyeshadow of this. I love the color story. Let's try and do a close-up. I don't know if we could do that. I love these glitters. They are so easy to use. They are so opaque. I don't know, they just stick onto the eyes. You don't need a glitter glue or anything. You just could like take your finger and just dab it on your eye and it can take any look from 0 to 100 in seconds. I love how she's arranged them in different stories, and it's just very neutral but very glam, very versatile. You can do something really simple or something a bit more crazy. This is actually all I used on my eyes today. I used the shades Peat, the glitter in Peat, so I just like put this in the crease, put this on the lid, and then I used Aura, this I think it is the sequin shade, to highlight my inner corners, and that was basically it. Oh, and a little bit of the matte black just on the upper lash line and a little bit on the outer corner. These are the easiest eyeshadows to blend in the world. I'm not even joking, like so easy to blend. I don't know how she did it. So creamy, so pigmented, you hardly need any product, and no fallout except with the glitters, but the rest of the shades no fallout, and I think is definitely worth the hype. The last palette is my new love, and I'm obsessed with this because, as I think it was Bad Mad, Madeline said, this is me in an eyeshadow palette. She commented on my last video or a few videos ago, I don't remember, but it's definitely me in an eyeshadow palette, okay? And this is the Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. This is my favorite palette in the entire world. Like, if I had to choose one out of the 3, it would be this, because I love colorful eyeshadows. Look at the packaging. Firstly, amazing. Like, oh my goodness, how stunning is this? I own a few colorful palettes. I own the original Carnival palette. I own like a Morphe palette that's super colorful, the NYX Brights palette, and a few others. And usually like colourful shades are either not pigmented enough, come out like a different colour to what they look like in the pan. They are either patchy, chalky, just they've never lived up to my expectations, but these are so pigmented. They are true to color. Like what they look like in the pan is what comes up on your eyes. So easy to blend, so many beautiful shades. We've got some like super beautiful shimmers, which are more like glitter toppers. This one is this copper shade is so intense, so beautiful. And all the colorful mattes. These greens and khakis are the most pigmented greens I've ever found in my entire life. So beautiful. If you like doing creative looks, if you want to experiment with color, this literally has any color you would probably ever need. If you want to get anything because of this video, get this palette. Okay, now we're going to go on to more miscellaneous eye products, so things that are kind of like pigments, base, paints, stuff like that, eyeliners, blah blah blah. I've really been loving the P.Louise bases and paints. Again, I got these quite late in the year. Actually, the first one I ever got was this, which is the Crisp Finish paint in the shade Extra Spicy, and it's like a baby pink cosmetic paint. That's what it looks like there. I love this because you can use it as a base, you can use it to cut your crease, you can use it as an eyeliner, you can use it in the waterline, you can use it to paint things on your face, do little drawings, whatever you feel like doing, you can use these to do it. So I've got this shade and also the Mint Sexy Chili, which is a mint green shade. They are really, really thick, very full coverage and very versatile, so I absolutely love these. And then we've got her bases, so we've got her pastel bases, I think they're called. I've got three. I've got Vivid Violet, Hint of Mint and Winter Rose. These are a little bit thinner than the cosmetic paints that I showed you before, but again, you can use them as a base on the eyelid, you can use them as eyeliner in the waterline, you can use them to do graphic liner, and when I tell you they do not budge, they do not budge. Like, you have to scrub these off, okay? I had the mint green on my eyes for like 4 days. It just wouldn't go away, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it definitely lasts a long time. Then we've got some pigments. So this year I started dipping into pigments a bit more because, I don't know, they just had so many beautiful shades on Beauty Bay and I just had to pick some up. So the first two I want to show you guys are from Sample Beauty. So the first one is the shade Marilyn. I don't want it to fall out everywhere. Look at Marilyn. Such a beautiful kind of true Marilyn Monroe red color, like her lip color. It's stunning. And basically, like, if you mix this with a bit of water or setting spray, you could use it as eyeshadow. I also use it as eyeliner. I use it to draw things as I do with the bases and paints, and I absolutely love it. Like, with the pigment, you get a really, really opaque finish. The second one as well is from Sample Beauty. It's in the shade 7B, this one. That's the name of it. It's like a royal blue. Again, stunning. Sample Beauty does the best pigments. Another brand that I really love for their pigments is Shrine. So Shrine is such a cool brand. They do pigments, they do kind of gems that you can stick on your face, glitters, but I love this one so much. This one is the shade Neon Green, as you can see. Just look at that, like neon green. It's so neon, so vibrant. It has little sparkles in it. Just beautiful. Then we're gonna go on to eyeliner. I discovered this eyeliner this year and I purchased it at least 4 times in the past 3 months. It's the Maybelline Lasting Drama Liquid Ink Matte Black Liner. It's so nice because I love the applicator. It's a kind of little felt tip brush. The applicator is very flexible, so it really hugs your eyes, makes it really easy to do eyeliner, winged liner. It's so black, so pigmented, it's matte, and I really like a matte eyeliner. I don't like it when it's like got a shiny finish. So this is perfect, very easy to find, affordable because it's Maybelline, but the only problem, yeah, is that it's like you don't get much product and it runs out quite quickly because I use it so often. And the second eyeliner that I would really, really recommend is the Suva Beauty Hydro Liner. This one is a white one, it's the shade Space Panda, but I know they do so many shades. They do oranges, yellows, yellows, blues, any color under the rainbow. They also do neon ones. These are so cool, especially again if you like to do creative makeup like me. Firstly, it's the first white eyeliner that I found that doesn't crack. It's so pigmented. You basically need to dip your brush in water, dip it in, and then you apply it like that, so it's water activated. Definitely would recommend this. I want to try their black one to see how that kind of compares to a normal gel liner. Oh, last thing for eyes is mascara, and I'll give you 2 seconds to guess which mascara I'm going to talk about. It's probably the only mascara I ever use because it's the only one that actually really does work, and that is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. It's my holy grail. Let's look at the wand quickly. As you can see, it's got that kind of curved plastic wand. It makes it really easy to get up into the lashes and get every single little lash in the inner corner, in the outer corner. It's really black, really volumizing, separates the lashes, lengthens, does everything you would ever need in a mascara. It's affordable, it's amazing. Let me know if you have any recommendations because this is the only one that I like. Now we're going to move on to lips, I guess. First, we've got some lip liners. I love this one by Charlotte Tilbury. So this is a cult favorite. It's the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pillow Talk. It's just a really beautiful everyday color. It's like a Your Lips but better color. You can wear it without any lipstick on. It's so pigmented, so creamy, and you can see how much I love it because it's tiny. That's the shade there. Lasts all day. And this year I also discovered Primark makeup and I fell in love with their lip liners because they've got so many shades. So this one is the shade Toast. These are like £2 probably, I don't even know, but something like that, around that price point. And it's very creamy, very beautiful shade. This one, Toast, is like a caramelly brownie nude, which is my favorite. I would really recommend them. Then for lipstick, we've got liquid lipstick, and these two are my go-to liquid lipsticks. I've probably had them for over a year now, not gonna lie, but I'm still obsessed with them. So the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in Pure Hollywood. This is a pinky nude color. Perfect for every day, very pigmented. It dries down matte, so it lasts all day. It does not budge. Such a stunning color. And then we've got a more brownie nude, which I love as well, and that's the KVD Vegan Beauty Kat Von D. No Kat Von D. Liquid lipstick in Bow and Arrow. So this is stunning. Like, look at that. It's got more of a mauvey brown undertone. It's a little bit darker than the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. Again, this is so comfortable to wear. It's not as thick as the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. It's a bit more like liquidy and runny. So it's super comfortable on the lips. You can't even feel it. I've got a mix of both of these two shades on my lips today and I am obsessed. For lipstick, I actually didn't purchase many lipsticks this year. I don't know, I've just been more into eyeshadow. But one I discovered is the Primark Powder Luxe lipstick. Firstly, the packaging looks super high end. It's super opaque, it's matte, and it lasts all day again. I love the shade. It's like a caramel brown. It's very nice, especially in the summer with a bit of a tan. And let's do a swatch in the middle here. Great swatch there. But yeah, you can see like with one little swipe how pigmented that is. Super full coverage on the lips, super comfortable to wear. It's also magnetic. And it was probably £3. And the last step in my makeup routine is brows, because I hate doing my brows, so I leave it till last, and yeah, it's always a struggle. So I've been liking a hairy brow, a full brow, a soap brow. I don't know what you would call it at this point, but this is like my hairy, disastrous brows. And I kind of like it because it means minimal effort is involved. So sometimes I usually just put soap in my brows with the spoolie, blah blah blah, with a bit of setting spray. Today I actually didn't, because I discovered this maybe like halfway through the year. It is firstly the cup that it came in, amazing. The P.Louise brow duo, and you get a brow pencil and a brow gel. I've got the shade Hazelnut Latte and Mochaccino, so the lighter shade and a medium brown shade. But this is a favorite because it's got a spoolie and the The shade was really nice. I can't really show you because it's finished. Mochaccino is like a cool brown kind of shade, and it's just really easy to use. Not too pigmented to the point where you get like super blocky brows, just like pigmented enough, quite stiff, so it's easy to kind of draw those hairs in. Very thin, it's twisty up, and it's a good brow pencil, I mean. But the revolutionary product for my brows this year has been the P.Louise Brow Gel. Mochaccino is this kind of darker brown shade, and then Hazelnut Latte, a lighter brown shade, more for blonde hair, I would say, and this one for like blonde to brown hair, whatever you prefer. I quite like a dark brow, so that's why I picked this one up as well. And this has changed my brow life because I don't even need to put soap in my brows anymore. I love the brush, it's super big, so you think it's super messy, but it doesn't pick up too much product, so it doesn't get everywhere like a lot of other brow gels do. And this just like gives that soap brow effect. It tints the brows so you can like, you've got some color on them, and it makes the brows just like look so fluffy, so hairy, makes them stand up, keeps them in place all day, doesn't feel crispy, doesn't feel dry. I've got this one in my brows today, so Mochaccino. If you don't want to fill in your brows, you could just use this, and it gives a very natural kind of effect. And so I would definitely recommend the P.Louise Brow Duo. Amazing. And I think that's it, guys. We made it. We did it. Okay. I feel like I've been talking for days at this point. I think it's time to end the video. Let me know if you tried any of the products that I talked about today. Let me know what some of your favorites were for 2020, or any recommendations that you have so I can purchase some new makeup in 2021. And I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. As I said in the intro, I hope you all had a great Christmas period, you spent time with your loved ones, and let's just be excited for 2021, I guess. Who knows what's gonna happen, but yeah. Before you leave, if you did like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below. Also ring the notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload, and I hope to see you in my next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.